Hi, I'm Sean Reardon, Mayor of Newburyport, and welcome to the latest edition of the Mayor's Corner. Happy Tax Day, everyone, April 15th, right? Luckily, I got my taxes in, so I hope you all did as well. You know what, it's also the 13th anniversary of the marathon bombing. I always remember this day. It's also my brother's birthday, so I mean, April 15th is always in my head, but I always take a moment and reflect on the marathon bombing. I can't believe it's been 13 years. I was in Washington, D.C. visiting my sister when that happened. You know, the marathon's coming up on Monday, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of inspirational stories that we get to follow on that day, being Patriots Day, and it's just such an important event here in the city. So I hope everyone can take a moment and reflect on that. Speaking of next week is my birthday as well, Earth Day on Wednesday. So I don't think I'll be doing a Mayor's Corner next week, being school vacation week. So, hopefully I'll be able to take a couple days off with the family, or at least on my birthday, to kind of do something fun with them on that day. So I'm going to try to do a lot of updates right here because we are going to miss a week. But first I want to say that tomorrow night, so again, this will come out on 4 o'clock on Thursday. So Thursday night at 6 o'clock here at City Hall, upstairs in the auditorium, we're doing, I believe it's our 4th annual Boards and Commissions Fair. This was one of those things I wanted to do when I first took office, and we've been able to do it every year, which is great. We have so many opportunities to volunteer on a board or commission here in the city. And I think a lot of people don't really quite understand all the opportunities and what all the boards do, right? So we do this fair. You go upstairs up in City Hall, and every board and commission will have their own table, and there'll be some of the members from those boards and commissions there to answer any questions you might have, talk about what they do, how often they meet, what are their meetings like, what are some of the decisions they make that are so important to help city government run here in Newburyport. So they've been very popular. We always get a good crowd showing up to these, and we have some opportunities to get people involved too. Again, it's one of the my most favorite things I get to do as mayor is to find people who want to give their time and talent and find the best spot for them on one of these boards and commissions. So, and we're very lucky. We've got some really talented people here in the city. So that's Thursday night. So come on down and just talk to a couple citizens and find out what they're doing and how important these boards are for the city of Newburyport. So we had a city council meeting on Monday night. I want to give a big congrats to our official DPS director, Kim Turner. Her appointment was approved 11-0, which was really great to see. Again, one of the other best things I get to do as mayor is bring really talented people in the city. I think just looking at some of the department heads we brought in over the last couple of years, you really can see the impact here in the city, and I know Kim will be no different. She's been in the role since December, but it was nice to make it official. It was nice to go to Public Works and Safety a couple weeks ago and talk about the process and talk about Kim's qualifications, and I think that night went so well, it was clear that this was the right direction for the city to go in. So I'm excited for her, I'm excited for the department, and like I said, there'll be other things that we'll be implementing throughout the way, again, to make sure our DPS department, which is one of the most impactful here in the city for what they provide, right? We'll make sure that they're running efficiently and effectively. So yeah, very excited for Kim. And again, we're just so lucky to have her on board. And she's still going to be doing a lot of her project managing as well as part of that new job. So we're excited about that as well. I just came from my Whittier Regional Agreement Committee meeting, and we meet once a month, sometimes twice a month. I think this is our second time meeting this month. Again, these meetings have been interesting. Again, this is all 11 communities are taking part of these meetings, and they've been a little contentious at times. And what we're trying to do in this committee specifically is get to some sort of consensus around the regional agreement, right? I mean, we had that vote back in 2024, and I think one of the products of that vote was that people were really displeased with the current agreement that we're in, and it's really outdated, right? So the Acts of 1967 formed this school, Whittier Vocational School. So we've been trying to have some meetings around it. I will say they haven't been completely unproductive. They've been productive, I guess, but I think people are frustrated with kind of the pace that we're going at here. And why we're doing this now is that if we want to move forward in the Massachusetts School Building Authority process, right, we're currently in the pipeline for that. the MSBA, which they're affectionately known as, has given us the deadline of the end of this year to come to some sort of agreement on the regional agreement, right? So if we all can't agree on the agreement, then the project really can't move forward. So that's why we do have a timeline here that we're trying to stick to. And then if we agree on that in December, then that agreement will have to go toward all 11 cities and towns for approval, right? The school committee needs to approve it first at Whittier, and then it would go out to the cities and towns. So I guess we're envisioning next year like this going out to town meeting for all the towns, and then for city council we could bring that forward anytime, so it won't be as strict as the towns are for that. So that's kind of where we are. There's a lot of sticking points. I think Newburyport's biggest sticking point is the capital costs allotment for each community. Right now, we're paying, I think, way too much for the amount of kids we send to Whittier. Next year, we'll have less than 30 kids attending Whittier, so kind of like a big classroom, I guess, of Newburyport kids attending Whittier. So I do think there's some momentum in the room around changing that. So we'll just have to see how the coming weeks go, but I'll continue to update you here. There's also a Whittier Building Committee also going on at this time. Former Essex County Sheriff Frank Cousins is the co-chair of that committee. They haven't really got off the ground yet. They're still kind of getting their committee set up, but a lot of their work will be contingent on the regional agreement getting finalized too. So, but again, we'll keep you updated on both of those as we move through the process. I'm going to leave that one there for now. We did have a budget retreat next week that went really well, so I just want to give a shout out to the City Council. This was kind of a new idea that I brought to them, kind of a month before we submit the budget, but just let them know where we are, and here are some of the issues that we're dealing with, here are some of the challenges, here are some of the things that we're thinking about, but then also giving them a chance to ask some questions and give us some feedback that we can hopefully incorporate into the budget before we submit it next month. Again, schools is probably the largest piece of our budget, right? They're still going through their process. The school committee will vote on that piece on Wednesday, April 29th. So that's coming up as well. And then whatever is voted on there, we'll see how that fits into the mayor's budget that I will submit on May 11th. What else is going on? So this week at City Council, I did give them an update on project. I'm not going to go through all of them right now. If you're ever curious about the projects, if you go to the City of Newburyport website, cityofnewburyport.com, and then go to the planning department, you will see on the left-hand side a list of project updates. You click on that, and then all the projects that we have currently going on in the city has an update there, right? So I will just touch on two because they're just timely. Brown School demo was finishing up this week, maybe going into next week. But if you haven't driven down Lime Street in a while, you're going to see that the gym is not there anymore. So again, very bittersweet, of course, but that work is important, and for the neighborhood, it's important to know that is finishing up. We also have set a tentative date for a public meeting. We did one of these a few months back at the library, so we're going to go back to the library, tentatively scheduled for May 7th. And we'll have the developer there, there'll be the city personnel there, so it'll be an opportunity for the community to get an update and ask any questions as we move forward, right? I mean, best case scenario, construction maybe starts next year if all the funding falls into place, but we'll talk about that more on May 7th, but we're excited for that. We had kind of an intro in a meeting with the developer last week. It was great to connect with her and see where she was at, but now we'd like to bring it out to the public and have the public a chance to ask questions around the Brown School project. The reservoir alum treatment was also approved on Monday at City Council. They approved $220,000. That project will start later this month in April, then into early May. This is a critical step to protect our water supply. It also will buy us some time as we look to get through the pilot study of the water treatment plant. And then after that pilot study, go into design and construction. So that's going to take a few years to get through there. So the alum treatment is going to really help with that. We're going to be putting out an FAQ sheet. If we don't do it by Friday, we'll do it absolutely beginning of next week. And that hopefully will answer everyone's questions around what's that, why are we doing that alum treatment? Trying to answer those big questions that I'm sure are out there. These have been really well received. I think this is a byproduct of Kim Turner being in this role, but really sending out clear communication, answering people's questions around what we're doing in that regard. And then just real quickly, I mentioned it, Earth Day is next week and my birthday, right? So this is really Earth Month, and we've had a lot of things going on. I just wanted to highlight a couple of events. So a couple things going on. So this Friday, the 17th, there's a movie at the library called Scrap at 2 p.m. That's Earth Day themed or Earth Month themed. Sunday, the 19th, at the First Religious Society UU, There is a discussion on local farms, the promise of local agriculture. Tuesday, April 21st at the Newburyport Public Library, 6 p.m., our own Director of Sustainability, Molly Ettenborough, is going to talk repair, reuse, recycle. So that will be really great. Molly does a great job with that. And then I'll just say on the Monday, April 27th, there is a How to Power a City at the Screening Room, a movie starting at 7 o'clock. So if you're looking for more things to do around Earth Day, there are some more events I'd be happy to put you in touch with. Oh, there's one big one I didn't mention. Code and Circuit, 3rd Annual Earth Day Festival at Riverwalk Brewery, 1 to 5 p.m. on Saturday, April 25th. And it's always a good time to head to Riverwalk Brewing any Saturday. But on that Saturday, April 25th, there's going to be an Earth Day Festival. So mark that on your calendars. If you have any other questions about Earth Day events, please reach out to my office. We'll put them on the calendar on the website as well. And that's my Mayor's Corner. I hope everyone enjoys the spring-like weather that we're starting to get here in Newburyport. And I will see you all next time in a couple weeks on the Mayor's Corner.